Morning friends, this session is dedicated to class 12. Yesterday I introduced the poem number 3, Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. Today we shall be discussing three board question, all India board question, important questions, because when we discuss the concept and ideas and things given in the poem, then we relate it to the question that has been asked in all India. First question, that is a short question that has been asked in all India, you know, class 12 exam 2014. Which is the exotic moment that the poet refers to in keeping quiet? Well, the poet refers to the moment of stillness and quietness as an exotic moment, because this moment of stillness and quietness will initiate a time of a period of introspection, and it will initiate peace and brotherhood. That is the need of the hour. Secondly, this moment will be an exotic moment because there will be no movement, no action, no talk, and consequently no violence, because the poet advocates the you know peace and introspection, the need of silence, which will initiate peace and brotherhood. So this will be a moment for everyone, because there will be no activities such as movement of hands, movement of arms. There will be no sound of machines running, and ultimately it will be a complete solitude, and it will be an initiation of peace and brotherhood on the earth. That is the urgent need of the hour. The second question is also a short question. Why does the poet feel a sudden strangeness on counting to 12 and keeping quiet? This has come in All India 2015. Normally people are in action. They are moving their arms, they are performing certain activities, the sound of machines are heard. But when we keep quiet and still, that moment will really be a strange moment for everyone, because it will provide a period of silence for introspection. We will re-evaluate our actions, and we will see what wrong we have been doing, and how our actions is harming, how your action is harming your own life. So the moment will be a strange moment for everyone, because for that moment there will be no activity, no violence. No one will keep on killing the whales. No fishermen will go for gathering and killing the fishes. They will no men will gather the salt at the sea. Everybody will be at stillness, and that very moment will be exclusively a moment of solitude, which will provide time to go for an introspection and re-evaluation of our action. It is very important that we should re-evaluate our actions, what we are doing, how our actions are reciprocative of our miseries and sorrows. So once the people start realizing that some moment of peace is required in our life, some moment of stillness is badly required in our life, because that will initiate peace and introspection, and it will make the people rethink about the actions they are performing, which ultimately becomes the cause of their miseries and sorrows. And the last question, how will keeping quiet protect our environment? Well, keeping and introspection will initiate peace and brotherhood among men, halting all the activities, destructive activities like waging war against one another. We are always involved in waging war against humanity. People are always damaging the environment by by killing the sea animals, whales. So the environment will be completely protected when we will have some moment of silence, and there will be no activity either at the sea or at the factories, and that will protect our environment, because we have constantly been destroying the environment by our activities such as industrial activities, pollute the environment. Gathering salt at the sea, killing whales, the sea animals, by fishermen. All these activities ultimately damage the environment, the beautiful environment on the earth. Therefore, when we will have no activity, no actions, that will completely initiate a moment of togetherness, peace and prosperity on the earth, and the environment will be well protected by us. And this is the last question. Yeah. Which images in the poem Keeping Quiet show that the poet condemns violence? The image of fishermen not harming the whales in the sea and wars leaving behind survivors to celebrate victory, so that the poet condemns violence. The poet's refusal to have any association or dealings with death also shows that he is not in favor of any form of violence. The poet, in fact, is advocating peace and prosperity, but at the same time, we should not get confused with the fact that he is never advocating inactivity as death. He is never in favor of any association with death. That is the reason why he is condemning any sort of violence which will ultimately destroy the humanity. Because when there is a war against humanity, we kill one another, and ultimately the humanity is the sufferer. Therefore, the poet's advocating of peace is also meant for condemning violence. The poet refusal to have any association with dealing or any association or dealings with death also shows that he is not in favor of any form of violence on the earth. And that is what I wanted to emphasize upon today. Thank you. This is Mr. Eddie Singh on the channel Easy English, your own channel. Thanks a lot.